about that is that back in the day when WWE was going to sign somebody, it was like, oh my God, it was a big buzz. But nowadays, when there's a buzz about an indie darling signing or an indie guy that's going to sign or whatever, what happens is, like nobody really cares. Like there's like 20,000 people in the whole U.S. that probably know this guy, right? Which is fine. It's just news outlets wanting to create something out of news. I think this guy's in Rev Pro or someplace like that. So like I said, it doesn't mean he stinks or is bad or whatever. I'm just saying there isn't like the buzz. Like there used to be a buzz, like a sleuth of like just a slew of people that are like, here we go. They're going to sign that guy who is big. Now it's like small kind of like whispering. And then everybody else goes, who? What? I saw that guy once, da-da-da, and that's it. So yeah, so to me, it's just not great news because it's not trendy enough. Nobody knows who these people are yet. They haven't really built themselves up. To me, an exciting indie signing is like when a guy is doing really well on his own, creating, and you're hearing about these people that aren't even signed to a major company. Like when you were hearing about the Young Bucks, when you were hearing about Ricochet and Prince Puma and like all these other people that you were hearing about back in the day leading up from years ago and whatever, it's like there was an aura already. There was a vibe already. Like, hey, I've heard this name a lot, but I never watched that stuff. But now it's not even like that. It's not even permeating that way. You're like, oh, the WWE is going to be signing this crazy indie person everybody's talking about. His name is this, and you go, I've never heard of Zoolander 1 or whatever. I've never heard of like Takagawa Zakakara I've never heard of these people. You know what I mean? And most people have not. Whereas like most people before couldn't help but hear about it. In fact, it became annoying. Like, oh, I always hear about Okada. I don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. I don't really know who. I couldn't really even pick out Okada. And there are some people that could pick out Okada in a lineup even though they never watched a match. And then there's some people that never seen him, don't know what he looks like at all, but they've heard Okada. But like, and I know that I just picked like one of the biggest stars in New Japan of the last 10 years, like they're John Cena. But I'm saying that there's multiple other people like that as the tiers go down. But now we're down to the point of like somebody who's only been at it for a little while and people are like, oh my God, they're signing. What a signing. Like, it's like, what are you talking about? No, but like, I mean, great prospective guy, looks good. I'm sure he's a young wrestler. Like, good, sign that person. But like people like, oh my God, like there's no one doing that. There's no one doing that but a few people somewhere and nobody else knows. So it's not as big a buzz, I think. Anyway, on to the Dark Order. I talked about this and I tweeted out a video. I really think that this would all be pending. And this is, maybe I have the worst ideas ever. Maybe I'm the worst ever. Maybe this is why WWE didn't put me on commentary. Not just because I'm shorter than Vic Joseph. Maybe this is why I was never hired for any writing anywhere because my ideas are stupid and crazy. I don't know. But if I was AEW, you have the Dark Order. They're just sitting there. And in my opinion, it's an insult more to Brody Lee and everybody that this Dark Order is just lingering around for a small paycheck and the memory kind of, but it's dead right now. The Dark Order is nothing right now. And I don't like that. I either think it should be extinguished completely and just remember the good times, or at this point, bring it back and let's do something with it. Let's do something with it. I love Brody Lee. He was one of the best runs in AEW. My father died when I was 8 years old, so I understand the sensitivity of a family member dying. And my father died when I was 8. I understand. But so pending Amanda and Brody Lee's son and the family, pending how Brody Lee, John Huber's family, feels about what I'm about to say, I really believe that if the family was on board and they were like, let's do something cool, I would bring back Brody Lee in the form of like a spirit, and he's speaking to the Dark Order beyond the grave. By the way, WWE could have done this with The Fiend as well. And both are really kind of in the same struggle. The Wyatt family is in the same struggle, and so isn't the Dark Order a little bit, but Dark Order is even like completely gone, you know. So whatever, but you could bring the person back using AI. You can clone their voice, you can clone their image, and you could also make it like they're a superpower, and they're speaking to the Dark Order beyond. And John is like, "You thought I would stay gone? Like, you know what I'm capable of," and stuff like that. And it would be a crazy, bizarre out, far out type of theatrical story. But that would make the Dark Order fun, dangerous, and exciting. Maybe. It might be heavily criticized. Maybe it wouldn't play well. I don't know. But I think it would. I think it would be fun if somebody was writing it. It was good, being written really well. I would love to be part of that. I would write the hell out of that. And for whatever reason, the Dark Order is risen again, and it's because of the return. And like whatever, however you want to go about that. I think it would be fun, and I think it would be something that would excite people and make people interested. But it would really just comes down to the family. If the family said, "Ew, no," then I wouldn't do it. I don't really know John Huber at all much, other than a few exchanges I had with him in physical life and real life for a second. And so I don't know him really. I feel like it's something that he would be like, hell yeah, that's awesome. I feel like that, but I don't really know him. His wife would know. His friends would know. I don't know. I don't know anything. So I have nothing else to say on it other than it's an idea, and it's a controversial one, and it's one that would be a first of its kind in wrestling. And that's partly why I also think he would potentially have liked it. But I could be dead wrong. And I shouldn't use that word when I'm saying that, but I could be very wrong. I think he would be thrilled. I think any wrestler might be thrilled to be like, well, that's cool. I mean, it's tough. Like if I was dead and it's like if I die, and my kids wanted to keep me alive by like making some silly videos using AI with me in the future. Obviously I wouldn't want them to make some AI video of me where I'm doing something really terrible or something. But like as long as they were doing silly stuff with my face, I would like that. I'd be like, I love that. I love that my kids are trying to keep me alive and they're having fun interacting with my channel and kind of like controlling my avatar to be like, remember my dad, he would have done something stupid like this. And, then my kids are getting paid a little bit on some ad revenue and they're remembering dad and they're getting to kind of like interact with dad in a way. So like I'm a kind of a weirdo. I admit it, I'm a weirdo person and I would think that was cool. Other people would think it's like perverted and weird and sick and I can't do that. But I believe I would love it. I wouldn't be happy that I was gone and that I was dead, but I would be happy that my kids were getting to be involved or getting to see me in a way, and I was still like a creative part of the show somehow. And I think that's what we get from Dark Order when they come out. It's kind of the memory of Dark Order and Brody Lee, but I think that you either need to move it away now because it's kind of gone, or let's rejuvenate it. And that's not a word. Rejuvenate is a word. Let's do rejuvenate. And then also maybe everybody gets a little more money from it. Maybe the family gets more money and you can sort of, people can get paychecks. And I think it's a story that would be buzzing around the wrestling world. And I just wish that they, maybe it depends on the family, It's all up to the family. If the family doesn't want to do it, then obviously you're not doing it whatsoever. But if the family is like, yes, that's awesome, let's do that, I think he would love that. Let's go. And maybe they're involved in the storytelling too, of course. Then yes, I think that could be cool. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. for Forrest Gump. You know what's weird is I had a crazy dream last night about Forrest Gump and the movie Forrest Gump, and I don't know if like something was playing in the background, and so then I'm like saying Forrest Gump lines. I think like Forrest Gump hacked into my brain last night and it corrupted me. But that being said, guys, I'm going to leave you with one last thing. Besides everything I've said here, do you want Vince McMahon to return to wrestling ever? That's a question I have for you if you made it through this whole entire video. Feel free to respond to everything I've said down below. I would love to hear your comments on it. And once again, guys, if you can, and it doesn't matter if it's $5, $50, or whatever, help me keep the lights on this show. Help me do more videos. And it's never been more important than today, right now. Trust me. You can super chat. You can super thanks. You can become a patron on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. You can donate live. But we need you more than ever. And I'm talking about on paypal.me/Joe Cronin Show. You can send direct donos there and support to the channel there today, right now. And if you think $2 is not enough, it is. It all helps, okay? But I have to plug that. I have to promote it so that we can try to keep the lights on and keep the things going here, because we need it. And, of course, if you can't do that, there are other ways as well, and they're popping up on your screen right now. If you want to support me directly, instantly, right now, I will get the alert, and I will shout you out. There's how you can do it. This has never been more important than it is right now, today, on May 20th, 2025. You can support directly using that Cash App QR code on the left, using your phone, clicking it and sending right now. Or Venmo on the right. There it is. Or paypal.me/Joe Cronin Show. Become a patron on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Thank you guys for listening to this whole video. And I will have more for you. And I will respond potentially to comments in another video down below. This is the Joe Cronin Show. I'm Joe Cronin. Thank you guys. And I hope you subscribe if you're brand new so we can do this every single day. And I hope you touch that bell like you touch yourself. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Now keep watching these videos popping up here if you're bored.